I hope your fanfic goes well. Your fanfic reading goes well, Jess. Well, back into the suffering. Good. Good. Halcyon days. So we are in Michael's memories. On the right is Michael, known as Michel at this point. The fanfic is good, I'm glad to hear it. And on the left is Amy, who was Michael's first crush, and also is George's fiancé. George's is Michael's brother. So, it's a little awkward, to say the least. Especially since Michael still thinks he's a girl at this point. And so does everyone else, unfortunately. And it is very difficult for Michael. Let's see. There we go. Alright, and change it all. And you get to hear my terrible, terrible girl voices because there's a lot of girls. I have to voice them. I mean, to be fair, there was a lot of girls in the last game. Wonderful. We'll come up with beautiful designs together. And when you've made something you're proud of, you can give it to a boy who catches your eye. Ah. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to... There, capture cursor. Or if you prefer, you could give it to your father or brother. Has to be a gift to a boy, though. Because this is the 11th century, and we are on some sexist shit. I would like George's to have what I make, though. Oh, I have been wondering. Did you and George's meet at the royal court? Oh, heavens, no. I've never been to the court. One day my father told me I was getting married. Ugh. Ugh. That's not fun. And the next day is when we first met. Ow, that fucking sucks. That's bad. That is bad. Happened that quickly? What, are you worried about me, Michel? Don't worry, I'm not displeased with the arrangement. In fact, I'm quite happy with it. Aristocratic marriages are almost always sudden. And as a woman, you get used to being a piece in their games. But George he's different. He's a gentleman. A gentleman? Him? Him? Yeah, this is why all my homies hate marriage. You sound surprised. I believe hedonist suits him better. Hedonist. There we go. Oh, I quite disagree. I have complete faith he'll do good by me. Okay. I couldn't fathom where she found such confidence in him. Especially a man she'd only just met. How could she trust him at all? I have no idea. Let me drink some water. I'm gonna need to piss so bad. Fuck, I hate being hydrated. It's the worst. You just gotta piss all the time. It's no fair. She was nothing but a pawn, and she knew it. So maybe she was simply putting on an act. I had trouble believing her smile was anything but genuine, though. One day, you'll meet the right man for you, Michel. No, you won't. And he won't be a drunk like the guy from earlier. Oh yeah, Michael got hit on by a guy who then pinned him to the wall, and I don't think anything happened. Georges came in and started fighting with him, but it was not great. And Michael was not, it did not help Michael at all. Let's just say. He'll be a kind, hard-working, respectable man. I would rather not find anyone. It was disgusting. This is true. Very not nice. Not a nice pin to the wall. Not like a blushy Cabedon. No, it was Cabedon. No, I didn't think it would get Cabedon. You know what the Japanese trope when someone slams their hand against the wall next to your head and like confesses to you or something. I don't know. Anyways, I haven't seen too much anime, honestly. Also, oof. I suppose this is all too soon for you, huh? Say, how old are you, Michel? 14. Oh, wow, I assumed you were younger. Do I really look that young? No hard feelings. You're just like a tiny little doll, so small and slender. And look, not one bit of meat up here at all. Hey. Oh dear. She playfully grabbed me from behind and started prodding at my chest. Uh-oh. As her delicate fingers slid across my skin. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, sisters. Some kind of awakening is about to happen. I found myself gripped by very indecent urges. Every heavy thump of my heart felt sinful. She couldn't know. I couldn't let her. Everything I'd been fighting to keep down came hurtling to the surface. You're so cold, do you know that? She was touching me like it was nothing, caressing my hair. Was she this intimate with Georges? You shut up! You could just give... Anyway. Or was it because I was a younger girl that she was so keen on putting her hands all over me? Uh-oh. Before I understood what was happening, my body acted. It was pure, unfiltered impulse. In my attempt to escape from her grip, I twisted around, only to find my face inches from Amy's, slowly gravitating closer. I pressed my lips against the corner of her mouth. Amy sat there, flabbergasted. I was equally aghast. I'm sorry. As I frantically put some distance between us, I'm sure my face was red as an apple, though I didn't know it at the time. Well, that was certainly unexpected. I'm sorry, did I make you uncomfortable touching you so much? No, it was the opposite problem. Amy was smiling, though it looked forced. No, not at all. Then I must have startled you. I'm sorry. If I had let you go sooner, we could have avoided this accident. What do you mean, accident? A kiss on the lips is... Michael, that was... It wasn't an accident. It wasn't Amy. I seem to have confused you somewhat, Michel. What? I know I can be very touchy-feely with you, and you took that to mean you should do the same. No. Poor Michael is just looking for validation for these feelings, that these aren't wrong, but Amy is not going to give that to him. Can't do that again, alright? If you want to kiss your friends, you do it on the cheek. Save the lips for the man you love. Ouch. I should get going then. Oh, that fucking sucks! Ah! Hold on, I'm redoing my hair. Also, sorry, that was kind of loud. The scream was half because of that was terrible, and half because my hair is so knotted. What did I do to it? I can't even get this. What in the world? Come on, you. Give me my hair tie back. Give it back. Come on. My hair will not give my hair tie back. Since it's a hair tie, it belongs in the hair. I say yes, but I need to readjust it. Jesus. I'm gonna be right back. Such a mess. Apologies, jeez. Shut up. I do. Just not often enough. I was trying to have it in a bun and it... anyways. You hush. I don't have much experience as you do with long hair, okay? So hush. George starts getting cranky if I don't give him enough attention. Fuck, I can't speak. Hold on, Amy. So long, Michel. She wouldn't hear me out. Once Amy had fled my chambers, that was when I finally comprehended my own emotions. That she had stolen my heart. Whatever. But Amy was George's fiancée. No, that wasn't the problem. I mean, that's one of the problems. That's still a problem. My body. was not meant for her love. Ha ha ha, this sucks. I awoke in the middle of the night to pain in my joints. Not enough exercise, I guess. Tried bending and stretching my arms, but it did nothing. So after pondering on it for a bit, decided to go for a late night walk to distract myself. Does anything good ever happen when protagonists go for late night walks? As I approached the corridor adjacent to the courtyard, I heard a woman's voice. I'm still concerned about staying here. Amy's voice. Doing my best to remain perfectly quiet, I pressed up against the wall by the window and listened in on their conversation. I knew it was improper to eavesdrop, but the sound of her voice had me frozen in place. It's Michel. I'm afraid I've confused her. A tiny jolt ran down my spine, my muscles all tensing up at once. This sucks. The sound of my name rising to her lips, but not in a way I would have liked. She kissed me. Well, almost, but how could I have guessed she thought of me that way? Mother told me she didn't have any female friends, and asked me to be one for her, which is why... So she had only been coming to see me because Mother had asked her to. I'd have been afraid of that. That sucks. Afraid that she wasn't there to be with me. That she had no fondness for me. And my yearning for her was one-sided. She kind of scares me, the way she looks at me. Always watching every little move I make. I'm sensitive to that sort of thing. I can tell what's going through Michelle's mind. Managed to deflect it this time, but I should have never gotten friendly with her. She had seen right through me from day one. Understood what I was feeling even before I had. It's... Happy Pride Month, everybody! Happy Pride Month to everyone except Amy. It's disgusting, homosexuality. Sexuality? Did I hear her right? Something inside me crumbled. And with it came an intense sense of wrongness. There it was again. That overpowering discomfort. That fear coursing through my veins. That repulsion. That irritation. That apprehension. What on earth was I? Did I view Amy as a member of the same sex? Were the things I felt homosexual? I heard Amy sigh from beyond the window. Then the man beside her, who she was confiding all this in, replied, "She's still just a child." That voice, one with undeveloped social skills besides. Understand she's gonna do sensei some inappropriate things. It's not uncommon for a child to mistake admiration for love. I didn't know this until recently. When she gets something in her head, she has a tendency to run with it without thinking. Was not the man I'd assumed it was. Oh, what is this? Oh, spicy drama. So literally, does this mean every single member, every single Bollinger child has a crush on Amy? Well, wait, let's see. Maybe that's not where this is going. The other day, she asked me to let her be a knight. I can't imagine how she thought that would end any other way. Why? It's not very often there are women other than Mother at the estate. Imagine she simply got nervous being around you and something got mixed up in her head. Why was Didier out there with her? I hope that's all it was. Amy Hadn't you told me you thought George's was a gentleman? So what were you doing? Getting so friendly with Didier? And Didier, weren't you my ally? Or was that all an act, like her? You were going to be a knight. So why were you out here with your brother's fiancée? God, the drama. The plot thickens. I'm glad to have you here, so I hope you can find something out to make it work. I'll do what I can, and I'm kind of reluctant to say this to you. But something has to change. As it is, she kind of grosses me out. She grosses me out. So what? I was some kind of sick, disgusting creature? All I had done was show feelings for her. I couldn't be George's or Didier. The needles piercing me expanded, both in size and number. Soon I was being skewered by a dozen of them. The heated sighs rising from the... Oh my! That's spicy! The heated sighs rising from the courtyard only served to make the pain worse. All I could do was cover my ears and run. Oh me, oh my. Heated sighs, indeed. How spicy. Why? What were you doing out there, Didier? Oh my gross, Amy. It's not real. It's all just a bunch of lies. This entire house is nothing but a fraud. None of it was ever real. Family gatherings, Amy's smiles, Didier's kindness, George's. What about George's? Did he agree to the marriage knowing about them? What the hell are they thinking? Want to know who's really disgusting? God damn it! I will not cry. I will not cry! I can't let myself. Girls cry. Tears are for girls, not for me. Bit down hard on my lip, wrapped myself in my sheets, and pressed my hands hard over my ears. Squeezed my eyes shut as tight as I could manage, tried to get away from the things I had seen. Images of them embracing in the night threatened to float back to the surface, but I shook my head, casting them off. Praying I wouldn't have any nightmares, I drifted off to sleep. The next day, I awoke with a terrible fever. I hovered in a sweltering wave of heat, unable to tell dream and reality apart, listening to a seemingly endless stream of cracking noises. The sounds were coming from inside my body. Boy, you got arthritis! I thought I was falling apart. Mother was horribly worried. I had never been the most healthy child, but I had never fallen this ill either. I couldn't get out of bed. My voice was raspy, like an old woman's. I was genuinely afraid I would wither away and die. Mother called in doctor after doctor to see me, but they all said it was the flu. That bodily pain was common with a fever. While there was a doctor in the house, Mother was able to remain relatively calm. But once they were gone, the anxiety came back. She stayed with me, day and night, even forgoing sleep. Her hands gripped mine. They held me fast. She had her head bowed, as if in prayer. Don't worry. You'll all be all right, Michel. God is watching over you. He will protect you. You are His child. You are His angel sent to earth. He will not forsake you. The doctors say it's just the flu. Though her words seemed to be directed at me, there was a vacantness in her voice, as if they were really for herself. For so long, she had wanted a daughter. I couldn't understand her fixation. But seeing her there through my cloudy eyes, I wanted to apologize for ever thinking spending time with her was agonizing. How are you feeling? Your mother's here for you. Don't worry. But the only sound that came from my mouth was a faint gasp. I drifted in and out of sleep, Mother's hand wrapped around my own. And I had numerous dreams. In my dreams, I was a man. In my dreams, I was Didier, and I was Georges. In my dreams, I fell in love with Amy. And in my dreams, I loved her. You're disgusting. But with one word, the dreams twisted into nightmares. My body was torn into fleshy chunks, and I sunk into the darkness. Several days later, my fever was gone, like it had never been there. However, what the? My voice did not recover. And when I attempted to climb from my bed, the murderous pain in my joints came rushing back. Instead of my feet, I landed on my face. My voice was unbelievably deep. And the pain only got worse. Every time I took a breath, it felt like someone hammering a spike into the back of my neck. It felt like my body was falling apart, like my dreams were becoming reality. Michel! Michel! Mother scrambled into my chambers, remembered the time she had spent at my bedside, and a wave of relief came over me. I reached my hand out in a show of vulnerability. But she didn't take it. She couldn't take it. Mother. What? What's wrong with your voice, Michel? I see. You're still not feeling well, are you, Michel? A look of restrained fear on her face. Mother stepped toward me, placing her hand on my forehead. Her palm felt hot against my skin. You don't have a fever, but I hurt all over. My joints. You're still sick, Michel. But don't worry, you'll be fine in no time. Now, back to bed with you. You're a girl. You're a girl, so you shouldn't be sitting on the floor. It's bad for your back. His mother repeated the phrase, "You're a girl," again and again. That nagging sense that something wasn't quite right grew more distinct. Was I really sick? Was this actually in my voice now? If it was, what was I turning into? My voice was certainly not a girl's voice. Yeah, I apologize for that. My voice acting is not the best. My voice never went back to normal, though, so Mother ordered me to remain in my room. I hadn't recovered yet. And so long as I was sick, I couldn't be out. Again, something felt wrong about her calling it a sickness, but I had no evidence to the contrary. I had no way to know I wouldn't get others sick if I exposed them, as she claimed, so I had no choice but to do as she said. In time, Mother too stopped visiting me, and the only other people I saw were servants. They did their jobs, but refused to look me in the eye. No one else came to see me, though. Not Amy, Didier, Georges. Oh, it actually got Didier! Didier. 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 Kinda. 1 month passed, then 2, then 3. Occasionally, the pain in my joints would withdraw. At other times, it would worsen. Whenever I would drift off to sleep, I would hear the sound of my own joints creaking. I would dream of a woman standing in the courtyard, her soft, chestnut hair fluttering in the wind as she twirled to face me. A smile on her face, and her breasts exposed. I guess you are that age, aren't you, Michael? You are that age. One day, after around 6 months of servants refusing to make eye contact, I stopped one and made a request to have a mirror brought to my room. Well, he didn't acknowledge me. The next day, I had my mirror. By that point, I was fairly certain I knew what was happening to my body. I had no clothes to wear, because none of the multicolored dresses hanging in my wardrobe fit me anymore. Pulling the heavy red cloth covering the mirror aside, my completely naked body came into view. Something resembling a mix of a chuckle and a sigh of pity spilled from my lips. This is me. 6 months. After only 6 months' time, I could hardly recognize myself. Extending my hand for the mirror, I traced the outline of my bony reflection. My shoulders lacked mother's curves and my skin Amy's sheen. I was pale and haggard, but structurally, I looked like my brothers. Obviously, being younger than them and not exactive, my muscles lacked any kind of strength, but I wouldn't have batted an eye if I saw myself holding a sword. I was a full head taller than I had been 6 months earlier, and I felt an odd certainty that I wasn't done growing yet. Staring at myself in the mirror, I traced my name across the surface. Michel. Don't need the last two. M-I-C-H-E-L. Let's go! It's our boy! Let's go! It's the boy! He's here! I mean, he was always there, but... you know. More so now. For the first time in my life, I liked my name. Cake, is this calling you out a bit too much? Possibly. I still didn't think an angel's name suited me one bit, but it was staggering how different it felt now, even if it sounded exactly the same. I've been pronouncing it as Michael just because that makes the captions say them differently. Those last 2 letters changed the meaning entirely, turning it from a girl's name to a boy's name. This makes sense. Everything was falling into place. My admiration for Didier, the envy I had for my brothers' bodies, the feelings I had for Amy, the indecent dreams I'd been having. I was always male. I cackled like a fool for the first time in my life. I laughed so hard at the sight of myself my stomach hurt. It was the first glimmer of light I had seen in this locked room for far too long. This was what I was supposed to look like. My life up until 6 months ago, constricted and uncomfortable. My life as a girl, was all a lie. No one could possibly look at me and call me an angel. I was always a boy, but I had been told I was a girl, forced to act like one. Of course, that wouldn't feel right. They needed to know. I couldn't be the only one who understood. Everyone in this house needed to. Michael, honey, I appreciate you. You've got a lot of enthusiasm, but I don't think that's gonna go over well. Just tone it back a little bit, I think. Just tone it back. Ha! Fueled by this one desire, I wrapped a sheet over my shoulders and threw open the door. It seemed ridiculous how long I had followed Mother's instructions and remained cooped up in my room. And now, I felt fantastic. If there truly was a God in heaven, then this change within me was his answer to my prayers. A manservant carrying a tray of food did a double-take as I passed him. The farther I proceeded through the corridor, the more eyes I felt on me. The midday sun shone obnoxiously bright through the windows. But now, with its piercing radiation illuminating my proper self, I felt an odd affection for the light. I could hear the family gathered in the great hall. Everyone but me. Didier's voice complained about the simple meals the church provided, but his pride came through in his laughter. George's voice playfully bragged about life at the royal court. Father's voice informed everyone his investments had borne fruit, and with the money he had purchased several new estates. Mother's voice was distinctly less bright than the rest of the family's. She gave vague, empty indications she was listening, though mostly stayed out of the conversation. Amy's voice sang her praises for George's, her beloved husband. Never mind the fact she was sleeping with Didier. Ooh! It was all a facade, a mere shadow of a family. It's a shame Michel couldn't be here. Oh ho ho! How wrong you are! Well, I suppose Michel won't be anywhere anymore. It's Michael from now on. Or, still Michel, but spelled differently. Michel. The L and the E at the end are gone. For good. Then we would have everyone. I was there. I was right there. I hadn't gone anywhere. You just locked me in my room. I hope she recovers soon. I was never sick at all. The child you called Michel was actually your son. That was all there was to it. Yeah, big stare time. A lot has happened. So, I'm pretty sure this is... So, Michael is what's called intersex, I believe. I believe this is actually quite similar to how it happens. So this could actually have theoretically happened in this way. I think because they grow up as one gender, and then I think when they hit puberty is when it like switches from. I'm not too sure. I'm not too educated on that. I need to be more educated, but from what I know, this is an accurate representation of an intersex character, which is incredible, honestly. And I mean, he's trans as well. You know, born a girl. No, captions. Anyways. Huh? Oh wait, that was George's. Huh? What? Everyone's gazes concentrated on me. I gave them all a quick glance, then with my deepened voice, I said, I am cured. I was cured 6 months ago. Who are you? Surely you haven't forgotten my face, have you? Father? Hoo-hoo! Duh! Michel? Michel! This boy is Michel? A wave of chatter spread through the hall. Mother went pale. Father objected. Yeah, I don't know what was up with the captions, why it said that. We're just gonna ignore it. Didier stared. Georges gaped. Amy watched cautiously, fear in her eyes. What a farce. They were the ones who had wrongly decided I was a girl. What's going on? Someone tell me, what is the meaning of this? You were dressing your son up like a girl, Mother? I assumed he was a girl. Otherwise I wouldn't have put my hands on him like that. You lied to me. I would never have agreed to it if I had known. No, you're wrong. Michelle is my daughter. You called that a girl? These months I was worried because you said he was sick. But that was all a lie. You couldn't pass him off as a girl anymore, so you locked him up in his room. Is that what this is? And you could have just stayed there. What possessed you to show yourself now? Stop that! Don't look at me! Don't give me that look! You said you can tell what's going through my mind, didn't you? What? Then you should know exactly how I feel about you right now. Don't be so damned full of yourself. I've known... Oh my God, Michael! I have no interest in a whore like you. Yeah? Censor that, captions. Holy shit. Yeah! So why don't you go cry into Didier's arms? Oh my God! Michael! Holy shit. Michael, I know you're on a roll here, but tone it back, my dude. Yeah, this is going fucking wild. You! What? Huh? What are you talking about? What? Didier? Why not me? What? Hey, anyone want to explain that for me? It had once been a nice family meal, was now utter chaos. For the briefest moment, I felt sorry for Georges, but that whisked away almost immediately. There was a crash from the table, and dishes fell, shattering against the floor. Cursed! Chilling darkness oozed from her voice. She's cursed! She was my daughter. I saw it with my own eyes. I gave birth to her! She was a girl! Michelle was a girl! A malevolent curse has been placed on her! My mother lifted her head. I had difficulty believing that was the same woman who sat by my bedside as I lay sick, sacrificing sleep to care for me. Her hair was a frazzled mess, and deep creases covered her face. Restrain her! Throw her in a room and lock the door! She's a girl! A girl! She was a girl, I swear it! Open your eyes! Do I sound like a girl? Do I look anything like a girl? Mother's cries sent me into a frenzy. I ripped the sheet off my shoulders, throwing it to the floor. I am not a girl! Yeah, Michael is not a girl, and shouted. Whee! Restrain her! Please, someone restrain her! Fear reigned in the great hall. But then, several moments of icy silence were broken by a muttering that shocked me as much as anyone else. You're not a boy or a girl. What on earth are you? You're an abomination! You're not a boy. You're an abomination. What? I I'd seen myself in the mirror. I was undoubtedly male. Lacking in strength though they may have been, I had visible muscles. My chest was flat and I was taller than a girl should be. My voice was deep and I had an obvious lump in the middle of my throat. I was male. I had to be male. What else could I be? So why? Why was Amy looking at me like some kind of strange creature? A chill ran down my spine. I suddenly found myself deeply uncomfortable being so exposed. There's nothing there! You've got nothing there! Nothing there? I didn't understand what she was talking about. Unable to press further, I fell silent, which point several servants burst into the great hall and restrained me. She's a girl. She's my daughter. Mother, seemingly in a mad daze, just repeated the same thing over and over. So, I would assume that although the puberty can do a lot, I would imagine growing a penis is not something that happens. So, that's what they were saying wasn't there, I believe. She was a girl! His mother wailed. She wandered off somewhere. Father stood there in silence. Amy stared at me, disgust in her eyes. Georges was still in a panic, and Didier clenched his fists. Exactly. Eventually, I started regaining my composure, which is when I realized I had made a mistake. It said drawing. Okay. Yeah, that's what Michael needs to do. He needs to draw a penis down there. My sickness had been made into a curse. So this is why they all said that Michael was cursed, that he was the cursed child of the Bollingers, and that Bollingers. Don't call it that. Captions. But yeah, I was once more caged up in my room. In addition to the door being locked from the outside, the windows were boarded over so no one could ever see in, leaving me in perpetual darkness. I received no visitors except the servants, and again, none of them would look me in the eye. Every day was the same, day in and day out, day in and day out. The only time the routine changed was when, on occasion, a servant would arrive bearing a letter. It was my mother's handwriting on the parchment. We lived in the same house, yet she refused to show herself before me. I had no choice but to respond to her letters. She demanded I speak like a girl, and I didn't have the strength to defy her. There was a constant sense of urgency to her letters, like she might completely fall apart at any second. And so, I did as she said. I signed each letter Michel, the female name she bestowed upon me at birth, which I so despised. Hi Xenia, we're having gender problems. A lot of gender stuff is happening. It's very gender in here. Every time I used that name, it felt like I was denying my own identity. Ugh. On paper, she expressed her concern for me, but that concern only served to cause me more pain. So every time I took up my quill, my hands trembled. Mother prayed daily that my curse might one day be broken. Am I cursed? Is that why my body changed? Was it not because I was male? There's nothing there. What did she mean by that? Why did she look at me the way she did? How am I an abomination? Why? I don't understand. Someone, anyone, please tell me. Someone, please! God, and at this point, Michael is like, what, 14 or 15 still? Depends, cause he was stuck in that room for half a year while the changes were happening, so who knows if his birthday came in that time. But Jesus Christ, he's just a kid. I have brought you your supper. I will be back shortly to retrieve your dishes. Oh wait, it said there were... No. There were mainly men as servants. For some reason. I think I remember. I think that was... It was... Or no. Yeah, men were the servants, and the women were the maids. Maidservants. Abigails. Whatever. Anyways. It's probably a guy. I don't know. Oh wait, no, I'll be going then. Wait. What? Wait a minute. Yes? What do you need, Michel? Are you a man or a woman? Pardon? Which are you? I am exactly what I appear to be. Which are you? I am a man. If that is all, I will be going. Clothes off. What? Take your clothes off. Right now. Everything. Even your underclothes. What? Surely you jest, Michel. I am very serious. I could not possibly. Why not? I could not expose myself. I ordered you to take off your clothes. You mean to humiliate me? I beg you, please reconsider. What are you? You're a servant of the Bollinger estate. And what am I? I am a child of the Bollinger family. I may be locked up, imprisoned in this room, but that doesn't make you any less my servant. Am I wrong? Clothes off. Michel! I ordered you to take your clothes off. Well... Not even the tiniest sliver of guilt arose on my conscience. I felt no shame in what I was doing. All that mattered to me was figuring out what Amy had meant. I wanted to find the truth, not knowing I would have been better off in the dark. His face twisted in humiliation. The servant undressed before me. In the dim candlelight, the man's body was shaped almost like a rectangle, and at a glance he didn't appear much different than me. A second later, though, I found my answer. This would have all been avoided if they just had taught him sex education. Sheesh. I found the one crucial thing he had that I didn't. Why? My lower body lacked the part that made a man a man. Are you satisfied, Michel? It was then I finally learned what a man's body was supposed to look like. Which, God... I'm begging you, please allow me to dress. It would be an unbearable shame to remain unclothed any longer. Before the young Bollinger daughter... Wrong words, buddy! You picked the wrong words, bucko! Daughter? You still insist on calling me a damned girl? Look at these shoulders, my chest, listen to my voice. How can you possibly think any of that belongs to a girl? But how you appear does not... There was a distinct look of fear in the manservant's eyes. Not out of respect for our difference in rank, but out of disgust for this incomprehensible thing standing there before him. Those trembling eyes, and the reality dangling there before me. Pick a better word, please. Blew the lid once more off everything I had been holding back. Without that, you would be no different than me. What? Everything else is all the same. So why does it make such a difference? You have one and I don't! Michel? I am a man. I'm a man just like you! No one's daughter! If you still insist we're not the same, then I'll make you like me! Michael, don't! That's not good. Duh! Without that, you're no different than me. It was a mix of dread and panic that pushed me over the edge. And so, in order to keep myself afloat, I decided to bring another pain. Please, don't do this, Michel! In a blind frenzy, hardly even aware of what I was doing, just riding the current of my erupting emotions, I swiped a knife off the tray the man had brought, knocked him down, and climbed onto him. I'll get rid of it! I'll make you the same! Without it, you'll be just like me. Get off me, please! Someone help! I'll make you just like me. Get in here! Someone! Anyone! Michel! She's delirious! Through the fog of hysteria, I suddenly realized I was surrounded by several servants. The next thing I knew, I was on the floor beneath them. There were as many, if not more of them, than when I made the great scene in the hall. Scene in the great hall. A dozen men servants stared down at me, their eyes filled with fear and revulsion. And in the shadows beyond the crowd, I saw Mother looking in on me with vacant eyes. Mother! Mother! Why? Why will you speak with me only through letters? Why do you say I'm cursed? Mother, I'm male. I was always male. Tell me that I am, Mother. Let me out of here, please. Not delirious. My head is perfectly clear. Well, I'm normal. There's nothing wrong with me. That's true. But also don't assault the servants, please. They're just trying their best. But also, that guy did not pick his words the best. I'm not cursed. Mother, say something. Mother! After that, I was shut in my room again. And even the servants stopped coming. I pushed and I shoved and I pulled and pounded with all my might, but the doors and windows didn't budge. A day passed, and then another. With no food or water, I started fearing death was upon me. I had had no idea how miserable it was to go so long without water. Let me just... I bet you didn't think we'd be bringing this one back, but here we are again! This fucking sucks, I hate this. My throat was dry and cracked, and it felt like it was on fire, making breathing difficult. 2 days. 48 long hours. I felt like I was going to lose my mind. After just 2 days, my skin stretched tight across my bones, looking hard and dry in the soft candlelight. Water. I need water. Someone, please, give me water. Why won't anyone bring me any? Why? My family had abandoned me and were leaving me to die in this room. When I realized that, I broke into uncontrollable shaking. That's your cue for a break? Yeah, that's fair. I will say, he does get water, but I'll also say content warning stays for a while. The helplessness threatened to suffocate me. Fear of death turned to panic, which only scrambled my already confused mind further. I grabbed a chair, swinging it at a window at the door. But all my attempts ended in crushing failure. Anyone! I clawed at the door, begging for help. Someone open the door! Anyone! Water. I need water! One drop, that's all I need! I'm going to die in here! Someone. Anyone. Mother. Father. Didier. Georges. Someone open the door, please! Help me! Someone. I need water. My throat hurts. It burns. I'm so weak. Someone. Water. Didier. Georges. Anyone! But not a single soul came to the door. With no food or water, the third day came and went, and then the fourth. By that point, I was expectedly devoid of any sense of dignity, and I sat there, covered in all manner of human filth. So my body quickly wasted away. Still, I clung to the vain hope that someone would open the door. It was all I had. Occasionally, I would hear footsteps. Whenever I did, I mustered up what meager strength I had left to bang on the door. Whoever's there, please, open the door. I'm begging you. Someone. My pleas fell on deaf ears. Though they didn't respond to me, I could hear the Abigails muttering to one another in the corridor. Did you hear that? Yes, I did. I wonder what's gotten into Lady Michel. They say she was cursed. Maybe she sold her soul to the devil. How dreadful. We should stay away from that door, if we don't want to be cursed too. I am not. I am not cursed. I did not sell my soul to the devil. I'm kind of scared. Might have to find work somewhere else. Gotta make sure we stay away from that door. Why do you think I'm cursed? I never did anything wrong. Lady Michel has lost her mind. She's deranged. I'm scared even thinking about her. I'm not deranged. My mind is perfectly fine. She's right crazy. She's right mad. No, I'm not. I'm perfectly normal. Someone, please get me out of here. Let me close this door. Sorry, Maggie, that I had the door open, if you could still hear me. The fifth, and then the sixth day passed. By that point, I was hovering on death's brink. I lacked even the willpower to hold myself up against the door. So I simply lay on the cold floor, waiting for the end. I felt no sorrow, no anger, no despair, nothing. I had been sucked completely dry. I couldn't even compose a coherent thought. Which was why, when the door I had so yearned to open actually did, and someone stepped inside, standing over me, I was unable to process it. My God, what a mess. Are you still alive? Well, look at that. I was afraid you would be dead. It was Amy's voice. You know, I think I deserve an acting medal, honestly. For not... For the times I've had to pretend that I do not despise a character. From frickin'... In the third door, it was... What was her name? Maria? I had to pretend like, oh, she's not doing anything. She's not pulling the strings behind everything. I had to pretend like the fourth door was all normal, except I kind of didn't. To pretend that at the very beginning we first met Antonin, I had to pretend he wasn't terrible, and I had to pretend that Amy was not this. Although she is also a victim of this society. She knows it, but she would rather take it out on others. I'm sorry, really. I didn't mean you much harm. But after what you said in front of the whole family, I was a little upset. Couldn't tell what she was saying. All I could hear were garbled sounds. And all I could do was moan at her. The servants are all afraid of you now after your little episode. So I volunteered to bring you food in their place. Everyone was so grateful. I don't think anyone likes you anymore. Eventually, my muddy mind managed to make sense of the thing she was holding in her hands. A tray of food. I could smell it from here. At first, I just gave your food to a stray cat. I wish you could have seen it devouring every last bit. Otter. What I didn't know, though, was that people can die in just a few days without water. I never intended to kill you. I just didn't know. So I'm really sorry about that. Otter. But you're alive. For someone so physically weak, you sure are tenacious. Isn't that nice? You have one thing you can be proud of. Otter. What was that? Water? You want water? Hold on, I've got some right here. She picked up a goblet with her delicate fingers. My hand swiped weakly at the air, trying to grab it. A grin spread across her lips. And then she let go. Go on. Drink. You'd better hurry, or the rug will absorb it all. You wanted water, didn't you? Then drink. In that moment, I could hear the sounds of the last of my dignity crumbling away. Driven solely by my survival instinct, I bent down toward the rug, pressing my lips against the spreading puddle. You really did it. This is too good, Michel. You look like a cat. No, cats are much more graceful. I can't stop laughing. The daughter of prestigious family, the Bollingers, sucking water out of a carpet. I wish I had a painter here to capture this image on canvas. So you know, I accept that I made a mistake, Michel. I promise I'll bring you your food from now on. I'll take very good care of you. This is going to be fun. Listening to her childish, yet deeply malicious laughter, I understood. I was her plaything now. My hell was only just beginning. Oh boy. Having gotten food and water, my body recovered somewhat. But I was hardly in peak condition. That would take some time, given how badly malnourished I had been. Amy continued to treat me like her pet, constantly stoking the flame of rage within me. But I was too weak to stay on my feet for long, and talking hurt my throat. I assumed it was a calculated effort on her part to maintain power over me, to keep me as miserable as possible. She always had a smirk on her face as she gazed down on me. Come on, open up. Today I'm going to feed you myself. What's the matter? I can't put anything in with your mouth closed. Or do you want to starve to death? Amy, why are you doing this? Why? Because it's fun. Why else? You married into this family, you sick wench. Gives you the idea you can treat me. Are you saying that because I'm married in, I'm of lesser stature than you? That's true, I am. But what's your point? You think you can intimidate me with formalities? Amy! You, I would rather you not speak my name if you wouldn't mind. That doesn't excuse your treatment of me. Someone, Didier or Georges, will make you pay for this. You don't have a single friend here, Michel. No one to take your side. And no one to say a thing about me playing with you. Assuming you were, somehow, able to tell someone, no one would believe you. That's a lie. Do you have any idea what people say about you? They say you've gone mad. That you sold your soul to the devil. Do you honestly believe anyone would trust you? Oh, boy. Jesus. This is the very opposite of being let down gently. Oy, oy, oy. Also, I need to pee. I'll be right back. I really do apologize for leaving you on this screen, but I have needed to pee for a little while now. And, let me... Select font. What was it, like 128 or something? I think like half that. Was it like 48, I think, is the right size for it? Where is it? Oh. Just put that on my head. Should keep them separate. Okay. I will be right back. I apologize for leaving you on this image. But, I will try to be back quick. I did not mute the mic when I left. Was this music used in any other parts? I don't remember. I'm trying to remember if it was. But also, Jesus. It's a lot. I am not mad. I don't know. You look plenty mad to me. Oh, I pressed X because I'm so used to pressing X from frickin' getting the car loser. There's gotta be a way to shorten that to something. Ah! Fine then. I'll run away. I'll escape from this estate. And from you. You think you could survive out in the world with that body? A stray cat could lift more than you. You never find work. I give you a week, at best. You can't be so sure of that. Maybe I could make it on my own. Maybe. But either way, there's no way you're getting out. You try to run, someone might just cut your legs off. How is that at all necessary? Don't ask me. Maybe because your curse hasn't broken yet. You know, you're lucky you're even allowed to live. And you should be grateful to me for volunteering to take care of you. Nobody else wanted to have anything to do with it. So if you want to keep living, you have to show me some respect, and you have to do everything I tell you to. Understood? So this is the real you? Or just pretending to be respectable? When in reality, not only are you sleeping with DDR, you're a downright vile woman! Putting on an act ever since you got here. No, you make it sound like I'm somehow worse than anyone else. I'm quite normal, thank you. How is this normal? Listen to me, Michel. The side of me you see right now isn't necessarily the whole thing. The sweet girl I am for the family is also me. When I held you in my arms, that too was me. Not putting on an act. Liar! Although, to tell you the truth, I never actually liked you, so that part was a lie, yes. If Mother hadn't asked, I would have never even considered getting friendly with you. Amy! You know, life as a noblewoman is so dull. It's so restrictive. No room for love at all. So can you really blame me? There so happened to be the most wonderful night right there for the taking. Why shouldn't I have gone after him? I'm still young. Let me have some fun, you know. Not like women have much else in way of recreation. So, it wasn't Didier, but you who seduced him? And it all would have worked out beautifully, too, if only you had kept your mouth shut. You ruined our family gathering and damaged my reputation. And you called me a whore. That wasn't very nice, now was it? Is it any surprise I'm a little sore? You brought this on yourself, Michel. I brought this on myself? Don't you dare! Nothing justifies what you're doing to me. I'm not the disturbed one. You're a crazy whore, and don't you dare try and pretend otherwise, damn you. Michael has a bit of a problem running his mouth more than he should, I think. What he's saying is not wrong, per se, but he's definitely riling her up. Like, you know, morally, he definitely has the high ground, but he is also stuck on the very low ground at the moment. Oh my, such language. You're not being very nice to me, Michel. Girls aren't supposed to talk like that, you know. I am not a girl. Then what are you? I'm a man. A man? With that body. Amy quietly rose, grabbed me by the hair, and shoved me to the floor. Let go of me! You call yourself a man? You can't even get out of a girl's grip. I'm not all that strong either. In fact, I'd say I'm rather weak. Oh boy, I don't know if I realized this the first time I played through this, but wow. This is that's why they did that scene earlier, where Michael got pinned against the wall by that guy. Now it's, oh, Amy's doing the same thing to him. Because she just doesn't care. At first it was like, oh, she's sympathetic because she's relating to him. She's helping him after that. Now, she's the same. Doesn't matter your reasons, she is the same. She can have all the reasons in the world. She's still terrible here. I mean, they make it, believable. But also, it's super fucked up. Like, they could have been, they could have bonded over the fact that the world said, fuck you for how you look. No. She took it as an opportunity to put somebody beneath her because she could. Worst kind of people. She's taken her solace in the place in the world that she's in, but she's gonna have somebody underneath her to grind under her foot if she can. Worst kind of people. She doesn't want to make the world better. She wants to make it worse for someone else. Anyway, sorry, that was a rant. That didn't make much sense anyways. Just a small, powerless girl. If you were a man, you would have no problem breaking free, malnourished or otherwise. No, malnourishment is a son of a bitch. But you can't. Get! She traced the lines of my emaciated ribs with her nails. Sorry, why did I say that in Amy's voice? Traveling slowly, down my chest. But even ignoring that, you're missing the most important part. Stop! Get off me! Tried to shove her aside with all the strength I could squeeze out of my arms. But as Amy has said, I couldn't even overpower a girl. All I could do was lie there beneath her and beg. Get off me! Groaning in anger and frustration. Finger came to a stop just above my navel. She looked up at me with a sweet, sweet smile, and then pulled her hand away. Just as a wave of relief spread through me, she shoved me back, jumped up, and slammed her foot between my legs. I need to make this smaller. No, I think it should stay big, just so it's impossible to avoid seeing. Forgot how much I hated this bitch. Thank you for not censoring that, captions. That means a lot. I shuddered as the pain jolted up my spine. Amy looked down on me as I screamed. A smirk spread across her face. Oh my, does that hurt? There's a surprise. Even without boy parts, it still hurts. Stop, please! She didn't stop at stepping on me. I'm begging you, stop, please! She dug her toes into my flesh. What are you exactly, Michel? From the feel of it, you don't quite have got proper girl parts either. Amy, please! On top of the physical pain, unbearable humiliation and shame corroded away at my spirit. What a strange creature you are. Stop! Stop! If I could have died right then and there, honestly, that would have been preferable to the emotional hell she was putting me through. You should take a look at yourself in a mirror, Michel. You're crying, sobbing like a sad little girl. Not much of a boy, are you? And you lusted after me with this body? Seriously, you're disgusting. I can't believe you actually had the gall to fall for me. And now we know why he had so much trouble falling in love with Giselle. Amy's abuse was not a one-time occurrence. As she had promised, she came to feed me every day, but her arrival brought nothing but anguish and torture. Every day she chipped away more of my spirit, but I hadn't succumbed to her yet. My anger still overpowered any fear I felt. About a week after Amy started caring for me. Have you been a good girl, Michel? I brought you your supper. I'll set it right here for you. What's the matter, Michel? Your food's right there. It's going to get cold. Go on, eat. But no using your hands. Crawl over and use your mouth. Come on, eat. Or would you rather I fed you? You. What was that? Do you have something to say? I can't understand a word you're saying, Michel. If you would eat, you would have enough strength to talk. You. Huh? I'm going to kill you, Amy! That was, I believe, the first time in my life I had felt a sincere, overpowering desire to end someone's life. I wanted to see her dead. With my hands and legs tied up, I lurched for her. Like the dog she so wanted me to be, I chomped down on her wrist. The taste of someone else's blood was far more unpleasant than I had expected. I felt like I was going to vomit. But I was determined not to let go of her wrist, for any reason. I would gnaw my way through to the bone and rip her entire hand off. She could beat me unconscious and I still wouldn't let go. She would have to kill me to get me off her. Wanted her to feel the same pain I felt when she trampled on me. Let go! My body never did what I wanted it to, though. Could swear on my life I wouldn't release her arm, but I could never seem to make good on my determination. Amy's foot flew up into my emaciated gut. The pointed tip of her shoe dug into my flesh like a knife, and I collapsed onto the floor in a fit of convulsions. And just as I was about to cough up a mouthful of stomach acid, she rammed her foot into my abdomen a second time. She didn't even give me enough time to get to my feet, let alone fight back, before she kicked me again. Again and again and again and again. Stop! My gut, my chest, my legs, my face. What's wrong with you? Don't you get it? You're not the one in control here. You should be thanking me. What you did to me that day was incredibly hurtful. Yet here I am, bringing you your food. Can you not see just how kind-hearted I am? So why would you go and bite me? What would possess you to do such a thing? Gasping for breath, my consciousness slipping away from me. Caught a glimpse of Amy's eyes as she swung her leg back for another kick. When I did, a single word rose to my mind. Demon. Isn't that something? You can't even stand up to a girl. Not that strong. I'm weak and frail. This is the first time I've ever kicked someone. I have absolute control over you, Michel. You understand that now, right? You learned your lesson, didn't you? Not an ounce of strength remained in me. My tongue and cheeks were torn up, my mouth tasted of blood. Thinking herself weak and having no experience in the ways of physical violence, she knew no restraint. The ignorant can be so much more brutal and viciously relentless than the seasoned. My vision had gone red. I could hardly feel my own face. There was a strange gurgling sound with each breath I took. Geez, what am I going to do about this hand? Hurts like crazy. Oh, I know. Tell everyone you finally lost it and tried to bite my hand off. They'll all feel so bad for me. I can just see the sad looks on Didier and George's faces. They will not. You know, your brothers have completely given up on you. A deranged sister is nothing but trouble. You know what you are, Michel? You're a demon child. Why was I the demon and not her? Why did no one come to my aid? Several times I considered ending my life, but every time I did, memories of better days came back to me. The time before my body had transformed. The days when we were all so sure of our happiness kept me chained to life. Why couldn't things still be the way they had been? In my heart, I hadn't changed at all. So how had things ended up like this? Michel? Oh, Michel, are you in there? Did you need something, Georges? Oh, come on, don't be like that. Do I have to need something to talk to you? No, but you looked like you were in an unusually good mood, so I thought... Well, why wouldn't I be? It's a wonderfully gloomy day out. How's everybody holding up here? How we all doing? Assuming most people are lurking. But that is a-okay. This part is very rough. But I'm planning to end when it gets better. It gets better. I promise you that. As always, I will promise you. It gets better. I'm gonna act like the maid. Please, stay with me on this journey. But don't let go of my hand. It's a wonderfully gloomy day out. I would understand if it were clear out, but can you really say it's wonderfully gloomy? Well, you can't be outside for very long when it's not cloudy, so in our case, this is perfect weather. What do you say we go for a little stroll while we can? Dee's around today too, so we can see if he's up for it. It'll be like old times. We've both been running around like headless chickens lately, so we haven't had much of a chance for a sibling outing. We'll have Mom make us a lunch, and then... Oh, we'll take a couple horses up to the forest's edge. I'm fine with that, if you are. You'd bet your bum I am. I asked after all. Now come on, let's go. An outing, you say? Yep. Hop on a couple horses and head out for the forest. We haven't done this in a while, so I figured why not? I see. Well, if Michel is coming, I see no reason to say no. Let's set off right away. Whoa, slow down there. Are you saying you wouldn't go if it was just me? It's Michel or nothing? Of course. Why on earth would I want to go horse riding alone with you? I'd rather drown myself. Jesus! Le gasp! Didier, could I perhaps make a small request? Go on, let's hear it. Do you mind if I hold the horse's reins? No, that's all? By all means. I'll be there behind you to make sure nothing happens, so have at it. Well, they weren't terrible brothers, just... I'm sure having Didier's and Amy's relationship outed like that drove a wedge between them, and you know, in medieval times it would be difficult to understand such things, even if it is your own sibling. But on the other hand, it understands, but I do not forgive them. They still should have been there for him better. But do be warned, my horse is a bit temperamental. If you're not gentle, he'll start getting moody with you. I doubt that'll be a problem for you, though, Michel. I'll be careful. Hey, whoa! Slow down, guys! Look at that, Michel. Georges is still fumbling around all the way back there. Are we going a bit too fast? Hold on. Are we going a bit too fast? There's my Michel voice. It's my Michael voice, but a little different. I didn't want to make it too different, but I also didn't want to make it exactly the same because, you know, he hasn't gone through puberty yet. So he'd be different. He'd be voicing differently regardless. No, you're fine. That you were able to get past that so quickly is proof of your talent. Let me see, how long have I been going? I'm not planning on going all too much longer, but we'll see. Finally caught up. This isn't a race, you know. Why can't we enjoy the scenery, indulge in some nice pathos? A warrior and his horse need none of pathos. Isn't that right, Michel? It certainly is, Didier. Come on, you guys, be nice. This was my idea. You've really taken after old D, haven't you, Michel? Oh, that's so... I, for one, would rather see you admiring flowers or dancing with butterflies or gazing out at a beautiful sunset or enjoying poetry. More pathos, my dear sister, and less barbarism. Long swords, suits of armor, and tales of heroic knights are so much more appealing, though. You've let him get his claws in too deep, Michel. Oh dear, oh my, I'm gonna have 2 meathead siblings before I know it. God, I want to see the world where Michael is able to transition happily and safely, and they accept him. I would love to see that world. I want to see Michael as a knight. I think that would be great. I think that would be very cute. Oh, is that the parents? No, he's just barking at nothing. What did you just call me? No, you two. Sorry, getting back into Michael's voice from another voice is difficult. But not now, you two. Because I do Michael's voice like no emotion half the time. He is 0 emotion, full sarcasm all the time. It's great. I love him so much. Why don't we stop here for a picnic? Seconded. My stomach's been rumbling up a storm. I took a few bites earlier because I was about to die back there. Hope your horse throws you into a river. Why does my Didier voice just keeps losing me? I hope your horse throws you into a river. That wasn't it either. Oh, look, he even looked like he could be very well. He could be a small teenaged boy just with long hair. Honestly, right here. Hey, so the other day I brought a cat home. Cat? Yep, speckled from head to tail and ugly as a witch's arse. I was gonna keep it in my room, but Mom flipped when she saw it. Keep that filthy thing out of my house. Wish there was something we could do about how much of a clean freak she is. Georges, try not to stress Mother too much. Hold on. I just realized this man just looks like the Witcher man. What is his name? The Witcher guy? What is his name? Witcher man. What is his name? I can't for the life of me remember his name, but he reminds me of him. At least from like the show. Although I've seen like clips of the show. I don't know why he reminds me of him. I think it's like the eyes and like the scars, somewhat. The facial hair somewhat, but not entirely. You're unpredictable enough as it is. It would be nice, though, to have a cat, I mean. Think so? Now about this. We'll keep it in the courtyard. I'll feed it on days when it's clear, and you can do it when it's cloudy, Michel. I don't know what cats eat, though. I bet he'd like pastries. Do you want to kill the cursed thing? Cannot approve of anyone taking care of an animal who thinks that's a good idea. Sorry. Pull the stick out of your arse, D. Life's all about experimentation. Live and learn. Don't experiment on animals. Well, if you're gonna be like that, how about you help out too? You can keep an eye on us and make sure we don't do anything stupid. Now you're trying to drag me into this? Already done. You're in. It's settled. Damn it, Georges. Now we need to come up with a name. Have any ideas, Michel? What? You want me to name it? Not very often you get to give another living thing a name. Well, I guess you might have a few more chances down the road. Consider this practice. Why does he look like Jacopo? Ugh! That makes me not like Georges now. Why does he look like Jacopo? Ugh! I'm not going to add content warning Jacopo, but... Something elegant and beautiful. You've got this. Now, Georges, don't put so much pressure on her. You have a point, though. It's a good opportunity. Don't stress too much about it, Michel. Just choose something you like. You said the cat was speckled and ugly? Yep, one look and you'll be laughing so hard you can't breathe. Alright then. Ugly Speckles. Michael, I love you. You have the worst idea for names I have ever heard. This is something I wouldn't name a Pokemon in a Nuzlocke. Except I might name it that now as a reference to this. But I'd probably name something like Giselle or something. Or maybe Morgana. Morgana. There you go. That's its name? It would seem you don't have a future in the you do not have a future in the arts, Michel. But you said it was ugly and speckled, Georges. I did, yes. You could have tried a little harder than that, though. But you know what? Why not? Ugly Speckles as it is. It's actually kind of charming when you say it out loud. Ugly Speckles. It's not that funny. It is quite something indeed. The more I think about it, the more I... Not you too, Didier! We should bring Ugly Speckles on our next outing. Sitting together beneath the clouds, having lunch. That we should. Michelle's gotten a little bigger. Let's do this again. 3 of us and our ugly, speckled cat. You said it. We're all good friends here, after all. Never been your friend, though. God, must you always be such a jerk? Ah, brothers. I don't know what that feels like. I've only had a sister. Even before I knew it. Even before she knew it. Maybe that's why we always... We never did... We argued somewhat, you know, but... It was more her being annoying. Oh, and now back to the present. Now back to suffering. Haha, pain. Haha, suffering. I am wanting to not leave this on a bad note, though. I will not. And I really, really enjoy the moment that is coming up. So, Didier, Georges, was Amy telling the truth? Do you really think I'm nothing but trouble? Do you think I've lost my mind? That I'm a demon child? I mean, they didn't visit him, to be fair. Which has gotta be rough. That's gotta be rough. Didier, Georges, why do you not open this door for me and let me out? Were the things I said that day really so heinous? Do you resent me too? Like Amy? Didier, Georges, how do you think about me now? Is this body really so unusual? If I hadn't undergone the transformation I did, would things still have been the way they were before? Would we be able to go out to that forest again and make silly, meaningless conversation? Everyone laughing like we had then? If this body hadn't changed the way it did, would I not be trapped in this darkness? Even if that were the case, I didn't want to be a girl. If God descended from heaven and offered me a chance to change me back, I would have turned him down. Because inside, I wasn't a girl. Never had been. And my nightmare at Amy's hands didn't end there either. As much as I loathed to admit it, I was terrified of her. Every day I dreaded the sound of the door opening. However, if I were to block the door off with furniture, I'd lose my only remaining lifeline. I had no choice in the matter. It's time for supper, Michel. I brought you your favorite, parsnips. And this makes an earlier scene hurt a lot more. I think I deserve another acting medal for this. Because, God, I had to pretend like, I had to pretend like Michael not eating his parsnips was very normal. Well, what the dogs didn't eat of them anyway. But you don't mind, do you? I'm going to cut your nails today, Michel. I need you to stay very still. You wouldn't want my hands to slip. So to make sure you do, I'm tying you up. This way you can't accidentally move. Here's your water, Michel. It's murky? Oh, heavens me. I must have fetched it from the wash basin by mistake. Oh, wait a minute. Wow. I wonder how many parallels are between what Giselle went through and what Michael went through. Because, remember, Giselle got like, basically waterboarded by murky water in her time at the village. Huh. I'm sure someone smarter than me can point out more parallels. I've played this game and watched it a lot. I never realized that. Or maybe I did and I just forgot. Supper time, Michel. I brought you parsnips again. Don't worry, the dogs didn't have any of these. They didn't seem to be interested in eating them raw. What, you don't want any? Then what am I going to do with these? You know, Michel, you're such a disgrace. Cry for me, won't you? Beg for mercy. Look at you, all that pride, gone out the window. Hi, Alice! You came back at a weird time! Hi, Alice! Content warnings! Lots of not all of them, but lots of them. Content warning up top is not a joke. It is not a joke. We are being so Michael. Let's see, what do you last remember from this game? But also, welcome back. How are you? How have you been? I saw you were lurking, and I appreciate it. I know. I just didn't know how much you missed, or how much you. Oh, have you been paying attention the whole time? You said sushi, and I figured that meant you came back from something. Just quiet? Okay. I appreciate it. Yeah, Amy's a bitch, isn't she? Amy is something else. Like I said, she kill her with fire? I wish we could. I really do. She is. What's gone out the window? Oh, all that pride gone out the window. It's hilarious, I tell you. But I do swear, it will get better. I keep saying that. Keep holding my hand. It will get better. Keep holding my hand, master. She did everything imaginable to torture me, both physically and emotionally. To be honest, it was rather impressive, in a sick way, how she was able to come up with so many different ways to torment me. She knew precisely what caused me the most pain. My body, and the discrepancy between what I was and what I felt I was. She delighted in telling me I wasn't male. Oh, nice! How's his stuff been going? And sometimes, in showing me, but I don't think I need to describe the things she did to me in any more detail. Could think of only one way to keep myself from breaking down. Completely stop talking. Stop struggling. Then, one day, after about 6 months or so, she said with a disinterested sigh, "I'm done." And that was the last of it. By swallowing my pride and not resisting, I was able to escape from her grip. Once she was gone, the servants took over attending to me again. I was still imprisoned, but now there was a serenity in my solitude. Okay! I'm gonna go tell Maggie. But hey, hell yeah, Lego Star Wars! Maggie, the torture's done. I think. Should be. Amy's done. That was Amy, by the way. Did you? Yeah.
Amy was doing the torture?
Yep.
The fuck?
Yeah, she was real pissed about getting called a whore.
I mean, I get it, but like, girl, didn't want to be called a whore, don't be.
Oh, she's a lot of things. Well, I'll spare you the details, but
I mean,
suffice
she's
to
also
say.
like, naked, but
Yeah, she was very, it was a lot. But hell yeah, Lego Star Wars. Sorry about that. I'm bringing Maggie back. she had left the stream once I put up the torture content warning, which is completely understandable. That's why I put up the content warnings. Content warnings. There you go. Content warnings. Content warnings. I have no content. Never content. I didn't speak with anyone. I didn't make eye contact. I didn't do anything. I just lived. But even though I had peace, I still feared Amy having a change of heart. I trembled at the possibility that one day it might be her that opened the door. But above all, I hated, despised the fact that I lived in such fear of a girl. An overwhelming self-loathing threatened to crush me. I had recurring nightmares about the things Amy had done to me. The wounds she gave me did not heal. They only grew worse, eating away at me day after day. I was beginning to lose confidence in my own sanity in the silent darkness, where there was no sense of time. The line between dream and reality blurred. I often found myself screaming, crying into open air. Yeah, PTSD is a bitch. Oof, Jesus. Not Yahoo! Not Yahoo about that. Captions? No. I clawed at my skin, pulled out my hair, pounded at the door, yelling for help, screamed some more. It was the very image of pitiful, absolute wretchedness. And every time I did, I'm sure there was someone on the other side of that door whispering about how poor Michel had lost her mind. Eventually, I gave up entirely. Oh, jeez. It was a stormy night my 16th year. I had been confined for more than 2 years at that point. Heavy rain pounded against the windows like thousands of little spears. I was sitting quietly on my bed, unable to fall asleep, when suddenly there was a loud banging on the door. Michel! Michel, are you awake? If you aren't, then hurry and get awake! Oh, if you aren't, then hurry and get awake! We've got big trouble! Lower your damn voice. But... When I first heard my brother's voices after so long, I thought I was hallucinating. 2 years! He didn't see his brothers. Well, 1.5 years? 2 years, 2 years. 2 years basically. The one time he did see his brothers in that time was when he dashed into the Great Hall and, let the family have it. Which they definitely deserved. In 2 years, they had never once come for me, no matter how hard I pounded on the door, no matter how many times I called for them. And after all that time, I didn't expect that to ever change. I had given up, assumed they had long since cast me aside. Unable to bring myself to say anything, I simply stared at the door. And there was another bam, bam. The sound was half consumed by a crack of thunder, giving it an indescribably eerie quality. Please, say something, Michel. Michael. Addy Twin, hi! The content warnings for this game. Hello, welcome! I am playing the house in Fata Morgana. A lot is going on. But welcome in! This is like pretty big spoilers for the game. We're a decent way into it. So if you ever... thank you so much for Addy Twin for rating. Here, let me... How was your stream? I hear... Were you playing... That's what I thought! Alice told me that you got... That she gave you Lego Star Wars. But yes, welcome in. This is the house in Fata Morgana. It is a amazing visual novel. About a lot. It's very difficult to describe, but if you like the music and if you like the atmosphere, please, I would highly recommend giving it a try for yourself. However, do keep in mind the content warning that I just, that's in chat still. And this content warning was the one that was up until recently, so, that's what was happening recently. Michael's had it rough, let's say, but, thank you for the raid, I really appreciate it. How was your stream, by the way? It's cute. Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Episode 4 and 5 took you 4 hours. That's right. That's how Star Wars is. Episode 4 and 5 are the first ones, right? Well, they're the first ones they're the first movies that were made. Episodes 1, 2, and 3, or is that right? Or is it? No. Is episode 4 and 5, are those the ones that are first chronologically? God, I get this so confused. I'm sorry. I'm not a okay, yeah. It is like that. 7, 8, 9, but we don't talk about those, right? Or I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't want to. I'm not a star. I need to watch Star Wars though. Honestly, I've heard the new Lego Star Wars game was really good. But yeah, I'm happy for you. I'm glad it went well. Two episodes. It's not a small amount. Yeah. That's what I thought. Okay, that's right. Yeah. First released, but not the first one in the continuity, I suppose. That works. I mean, we've been having some wacky and wild time jumps in this game. We've gone from... What did we go from? We went from the 1500s to 1700s to the 1800s, and then all the way back to the 1000s, 1100s. Oh, okay. That's good. I hear that, all I know about the game... Yes, I know, Cake. The 12th century. Exactly. Is that you can, like, because they made it kid-friendly, the children don't take damage, but that just means you can infinitely combo them and gain height forever. Which speedrunners use? That's all I know about that game, and that's fucking hilarious to me. Oh my god. But... Oh, okay, apologies, I don't mean to spoil. But, speaking of spoilers, I do hope that if anyone is planning on playing this game, now would be a good time to hop out, because we are quite deep in, but if you wish to continue on this journey, as the maid says, please do not let go of my hand. Co-op experience, interesting. Oh, that's fun. Have you been playing it with somebody? Why did I do that? But yeah, this is one of the characters' backstories at the moment, is what we are unlocking. It has been rather traumatic, just like most of this game. Oh, that's nice. I hope that goes well. That'd be awesome. I hope that goes well. And thank you so much for the raid again. I really appreciate it. I've been doing voices for 8 hours. I am planning on ending soonish, but I do not want to end on a bad note. There is a point I want to get to. So seriously, there's no time. Oh, I had been wondering about that. I knew the character swapping. I know in the other LEGO Star Wars games, I vaguely remember. Did they do it differently, I assume? Can hear us in there, can't you? You're there behind the door, aren't you? Come on, just one word, Michael. Is it really you? Didier? Georges? For a moment, they seemed to be at a loss for words. Probably because they almost didn't recognize my voice. But it was only a heartbeat. And then Didier spoke. So, for anyone wondering, this is Michael, born as Michel, in the 1000s, in the 11th century. You can imagine he's had a difficult time of it. He's intersex, so it wasn't like, I mean, he is trans as well, because he was, born a girl, wanted to be a boy, and then puberty hit, and now he looks like this, because, I believe that is actually quite accurate to intersex, experience, from what I think I like reviews said or something. I do need to be more educated on that. But this is our main character. This is our main boy, Michael. He is finally leaving the room that he was trapped in and tortured for 6 months. Well, yeah. Yep. Yeah, he is definitely very androgynous, but most definitely a guy. And yeah, I think they definitely nailed that. He's very hot regardless. Especially in his, you know. Anyways, but yeah, now he is... His brothers have finally, after 2 years of ignoring him, have finally come back to him. There's a carriage waiting outside. I'm going to unlock the door so you can leave in it. Why? Because Dad's talking crazy. He's saying the Bollinger family has no need for a demon child, that you're a mark of shame on our name. So he's going to have you executed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, sisters. George's! Father wants me dead? Felt like the floor had fallen out from under me. Executed? Demon child? Mark of shame? So he was saying I didn't even deserve to live anymore? It's planned for tomorrow morning. We only just found out ourselves, which is why you prepared a way for me to escape. But why? Why? Do you even need to ask? Because we're family. Something terrible has gotten into Father. Clenched my teeth, fighting back a bitter, angry sigh. But I couldn't keep all those emotions bottled up for long. A maelstrom of feelings I thought I had lost in my 2 years of imprisonment swirled up inside me, spilling from my lips. Why? Why are you doing this now? If you really felt that way, then why didn't you come sooner? 2 years I spent locked in this room. Do you have any idea how I felt in that time? Any idea how hard I had fight to endure? How many times I cried for your help? How hard I pounded on the door, begging to be set free? But never once did you come. Not even once. Michel, I scare you, don't I? You think I've gone insane, that I've lost my mind. I sold my soul to the devil, don't you? No, Michael, we don't. Then why? Why didn't you come and set me free? Michael, no. We don't think you've lost your mind. At all. So you didn't want to see me then? Didn't want to face what I'd become? Tell me I'm wrong. Didier, Georges. You left me here. Abandoned me. For 2 whole years. Locked me away so you didn't have to see me. I'm sorry. I'm just, really busy with my art. I've been getting a ton of commissions down at the court. And Didier's a knight now, So he's up to his neck in expeditions. I'm really sorry. As am I. I cannot say that you are wrong. After what happened. What happened, by the way, was that after Michael had gone through puberty, looking more his gender, he burst out of his room into the Great Hall and spilled the tea, so to say, about Didier having sex with George's fiancée. So, a little strained relations are understandable, but 2 years is a little much, don't you think? I wasn't sure I was supposed to act around you. That and, the whole transitioning thing as well. I'm still not sure, even now. Oh, there's a lot to unpack. Oh, you need a moving company for the baggage in this game, man. It just keeps going and going. There is so much. Every character has so much going on. And we've also realized that the three men that appeared before we've got to Michael's door were in... So, there's a character called Morgana, who is the witch, who gave Giselle immortality. Giselle is Michael's girlfriend, wife, lover, soulmate. And has spent hundreds of years waiting for these three men to not reincarnate, to... what's the word? Not refabricate. To... it basically is the same. To become the same people in different times so she can make their lives living hell. Which is why, in the first 3 doors, everything goes to shit. It's because she's behind the scenes doing her best to make everything horrible for these 3 men that tortured her. Everyone has baggage in this goddamn game. There is hundreds of years of baggage. It's insane. I knew I had to find the time to collect myself, but I kept putting it off, vainly hoping that time would take care of it all. And for that, I owe you an apology. But you need to understand, I do not agree with Father's decision. I do not want to lose you. I don't think you're a demon child. And Georges feels the same. Neither of us want to see you dead. What he said, Michael. There's not much time. We need to get you out of here. Bit down hard on my lower lip. Hard enough to draw blood. You do that a lot. You need to stop doing that. It's not a good habit. It was that. Or start sobbing. Well, we know you really don't like crying because you see that as a feminine thing, and, you know, the whole gender thing. Just the whole gender. All gender. Gender. So much gender. It's a little late for that. Michel, Michael, if you don't get out of here, you're going to be killed. If I'm not an angel sent from heaven, or a demon child, what am I? What on earth am I? And here's a line that's gonna make me cry. What are you? You're a Bollinger. You're our family. That's all there is to it. I pray you can forgive me for averting my eyes for so long. Can I trust you? Can I trust that even if the whole world says I'm cursed, that you'll always be on my side? You'll always be my brothers? Can I put my trust in you once more? Didier, Georges. You absolutely can, Michael. I swear to God on high. And I swear to the God of art. Michael, I have no other choice, do I? Couldn't talk Father out of it, could I? I would rather you didn't try. He is not a man to change his mind. If you were to show up before him, he would likely draw his sword on you himself. It would destroy Mother. And this is how Michael ends up at the house in Fata Morgana. The mansion where everything before this has taken place. Or, technically, after this. Or, technically, both, considering shit happened to Morgana in the mansion, and shit will happen to a lot of people later on in the mansion. That mansion is just... it's just so much. There is so much that happens there. All because, well, all because it's haunted. Kind of. Well, all because it's haunted due to anger from a girl being... There's a lot that happened to Morgana. She got drained for her blood, she got her arm chopped off, she got betrayed by her friend, who she thought was her friend. A lot happened to her too. A lot happened to a lot of people. I don't think I can explain it in like... I need another stream to explain it. A lot has happened. I will say, I do have everything up on my YouTube if you would like to check it out. Insert the, just a selfish plug. Or what's that called? Self-plug. Self-plug, that's right. Anyways. You would destroy Mother. I'm sorry. We're not doing this only for you. Oh yeah, his mom has been... Yeah, shameless plug. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. A selfish plug is a butt plug. Sorry. Okay, I'll go. Oh, thank goodness. Carriage will take you to a mansion, Michael. It's property father purchased some time ago. But due to rumors about the house, it's abandoned. No one wants to buy it from him either. That's unlikely to change. It's the ideal place to keep you out of sight. What kinds of rumors? Well, no point in keeping it a secret. He has a right to know. They say a witch lives there. A witch? I think it's all just made up, personally. I went to check the place out and there was no one there. It was a little dreary, to be sure. I'd hoped to have a better place arranged for you, but there wasn't enough time. This is only temporary, Michael. Temporary my ass. Next 10 years that's where he is. 10 years! I cannot say how long it will be. Father will pass away eventually. Oh, okay, that's right. Temporary, as in we're waiting for our father to die. When he does, Georges will inherit the estate. That will mean you can return. So I ask, would you hold out until that time? If I don't leave, I'm going to be executed. So send me anywhere. I won't complain. I'm glad to hear you say that. I will talk to Father and ensure he does not suspect anything. We'll make this work, don't you worry. The long and short of it is, Dad simply wants you erased from the family. Yeah, I'm sure Michael's really happy to hear that. Georges! Georges is just, he really just says what he's thinking. He is just a himbo through and through. Sorry. Or I guess himbos have to be big and beefy as well, right? So he's just a dumb kind man. Yeah, leave until the old man dies or be executed. Yeah! It's quite a choice to suddenly spring on him in the middle of the night, you know? And unfortunately, there probably would have been a time he would have taken execution. Well, actually, no. He did stay. He did say that he did think about suicide several times, but thoughts of happier times kept him from doing so, which I am very glad for, and I do hope that it also works for anyone who is struggling with that at the moment. It's a difficult fight. I do not envy it. Anyways, sorry that was a weird tangent. I thought it was important to say. I wasn't trying to be mean. No, we know you aren't. You're just a dumbass. But anywho, once I take over, we're in the clear. You'll be acknowledged as the Bollinger. I see. Okay then. Can I open the door now? Just a minute. What? You're still not ready? I don't have any clothing. Ah, right. You wouldn't, huh? How tall are you now, Michael? Around the same height as you, I think. You're taller than me? Damn! Alright, I'll bring you some of my clothes. Thank you. Man. I don't think I've ever heard you say thank you without putting up a fight, Michael. That's not true. I don't think. I'll be back soon. Get what you need together. Alright. Not the nicest of choices. Sitting in the carriage, waiting outside, listening to the pitter-patter of rain, I gazed out at my two brothers. I hadn't seen them in 2 years, but they hardly looked any different than how I remembered them. See, that's because they didn't want to use a different sprite. They didn't want to use a different headshot for them. They didn't want to need to make a different one, so they just had them not change very much. I'm kidding, of course. It is very convenient, but Michael's headshot has definitely changed. Boy, he's gone through a lot. Let's just say that. Let's see, 6 months of puberty, but I'm guessing like worse puberty? He was basically bedridden for 6 months while his body was decided to go super testosterone and fucking beef him out. And then he realizes he looks like a guy, finally, feels great about that, tries to go talk to his family, gets locked back in his room for another 1.5 years, and half of that time was spent tortured by a girl that he had a crush on. It is a lot. 2 years was a lot. A lot happened. I was the only one who had changed, and dramatically at that. Looking at them, I couldn't help but remember the old days. Playing chess with Didier, learning to draw from George's. Our sibling outings. However, the ominous sound of thunder crashing in the distance, drowned out those memories. The mansion is several days' travel from here. Also, doesn't this guy... Gerald! Gerald! From the Witcher guy. Sorry, I just made milkshake go wild. Give me a second, I have to go call him. He's got a lot to say. Milkshake has too much to say. But I think little dogs just have too much to say, and it's just too much for the little bodies. It just has to spill out. Hopefully the carriage isn't too uncomfortable. I will send a package with any supplies you need once a month. Food, clothing, and something to pass the time. If there's anything you want, Michael, just tell me. Now, or you can have a servant pass a message on to me. I can't think of... Actually, wait. I can think of one thing. I would like a chess set. Oh my god! Alright, I'll have one made. I would rather have... Yours, Didier! No! Don't say that! Oh, god! Michael looked up to his brother so fucking much. He looked up to Didier so much. Oh my god, I'm tearing up. I hate this. I hate this. Man. Would that be possible? Are you sure you want that beaten old thing? Yes, I want that one. Alright. Then, we'll include it in the first delivery. I'll send you something too, Michael. George is like, I don't want to be left out. I mean, to be fair, there's a reason that, Michael didn't look up to George's quite as much, and it's because, George's wasn't quite the epitome of masculinity like Didier was. But I mean, he's his brother. Loves him nonetheless. Just like me with my sister. Anything you want, just tell me. In that case, I would like some art tools. Oh, he's taking them to have, like, I guess, like mementos almost of his siblings, of what they taught him. Oh, man. I'm nowhere near as much of an artist as you are, Georges, so they don't have to be anything special. Gotcha. So some canvas and how about some charcoal? When you're back, I want to see what you've made with it. Okay? Okay. I know this is already hard enough on you, Michael, but I need to ask you to do something for me. Avoid making contact with anyone who doesn't already know about you. So, I can't talk to anyone but the servants? Put simply, yes. Tomorrow, the world will consider you dead. So we cannot have people finding out you are actually alive. Especially Father. Please, do this for me. I've been doing that for 2 years already. I've long since lost interest in interacting with anybody, so you don't need to ask me to keep to myself. Right. Does anyone else know I'm alive? Yes, Mother knows. In fact, this was her idea. Oh. It was? She loves you, Michael. She really does. I'm just, is having a little trouble facing the truth. So, even though she's not here to see you off, I guarantee she doesn't want you to see you dead. I actually don't know if this is true or not, because remember back when Giselle was serving the house? And, the mother was a shell of herself and thought that, Giselle had seduced her husband, when in reality it was very much not that. I don't know. She wants to have you in her life again. I don't know about that either. I think it might have been the mom's idea to have him executed. But I don't have any proof of that. Maybe I'm wrong. Or maybe I do have proof and it comes later and I'm accidentally spoiling things and I apologize. I don't remember the finer details of this game. And let me tell you, there are a lot of finer details because it's very fine. But I remember the broad strokes, as they say. Expect Mother will be writing you, so please, take the time to write her back. She's a troubled woman, but her love for you is true and unwavering. No, she doesn't love you. She loves the girl she thought she had. She loves the daughter she thought she had, and she can't love you as her son. She doesn't love you. She loves someone that never existed. She just can't come to terms with that. Will you do that? Just a quick little, hey, got your letter, doing great, will suffice. Alright. Just so you know, it kills me and Dee that we can't stand up to Dad. But as long as he lives, his word is God in this house. I understand that, yes. Well, you never know. He could be gone quicker than you expect. A week from now, and bam, he's dead as Dee's social life. Jesus. Is there not an ounce of respect in your body? I mean, to be fair, he doesn't have many ounces in his body, so the respect to ounce rate, the respect to body ratio would be higher if he did have any ounces than you. Anyways, that was terrible. Oh, give me a break, I'm upset. See, here's where he really looks like Jacopo. Does he not look like Jacopo? He looks like a younger Jacopo. Isn't that weird? I don't know, I didn't realize it until now. He really looks like Jacopo. That's so weird. I don't get it. Does Didier look like anybody? I don't know. Never mind, I don't think so. I think I'm just making weird speculations. I think maybe the artist just, similar style. Kind of tough to, draw so many different guys. Eventually one's gonna look like another. He's gone way too far. And once he's dragged his arse off to the great beyond, anything goes. Surprise! Michael was alive. Yeah, I suppose. Until then, we'll take care of things here. Tomorrow's gonna be the performance of our lives. Crying like a couple of big babies and laughing our tails off inside. You'll forgive me if I have trouble trusting that loose tongue of yours. Psh, I'm not stupid. I know this is important. Not even Amy will suspect a thing. Amy. Amy is George's fiancée, and the one who tortured Michael for half a year. I don't want to go into specifics, but she was the one who volunteered to feed him when he was trapped in his room for that time. You don't need to imagine how much power that gave her over him. Unfortunately. Sorry, I just realized what the captions did. Her over him. It did it as a division sign. That's great. Anyways, sorry. Amy. Yeah, not even she can know. It's gonna crush her, I'm sure, but the less people who know, the better. Oh, I'm sure it crushed her, all right. Georgia said her name. My whole body went shamefully cold. It had been a year and a half since the hell she'd put me through, but every last detail of it remained carved into my mind and body. There was no way she would be even slightly sad about my death. She might act it, but she would almost certainly be elated by the news. It seemed Georgia still had yet to see what lay beneath that woman's mask. I know you two were close. Huh? Are you worried about how this might affect her? What? She cared for you for about 6 months, didn't she? When you wouldn't let the servants in. What? From what I hear, you got real close to dying in there. You wouldn't even eat unless she was there. Who the hell told you that? What? Is that not what happened? Did something happen between you two, Michael? Amy didn't do it. Damn! Never mind. Huh? I can't tell them. I can't put what I went through into words. Only worsen my shame. Especially not in front of my brothers. Georges, how are things between you and Amy? You still letting what happened to 2 years ago get to you? Well, I mean, at the time, things were a total disaster. I'm all excited about getting myself a pretty little wife, only to find out she's rocking the boat with someone else. I cried for weeks. Yeah, I'm sorry. Deep down, though, she ain't actually a bad girl. She's young and kids make mistakes. After all, it came out. She turned over a new leaf. She started doting on me something serious, and, well, it's hard not to let one little mistake like that go when she's trying so hard to make up with me. The age excuse doesn't work for Dee, though. Yeah! That'd be a bit awkward, don't you think? That'd make family reunions a little awkward. And I say family reunions, but they live in the same house! Oh my god. The drama! I would love to be a fly on the wall for that. Oh, man. about a year, things were really rough between us. I didn't even want to look at him. But at the end of the day, we're family. You can get past anything. Besides, because you let the cat out of the bag, that gave me something to hold over D. All things considered, I'm not complaining. So... Oh... You would say you're happy then, Georges? Sure would, yep. Believe it or not, I'm kind of head over heels for her. Oh no, Michael. Michael, no, come on. Your brother cares more about your happiness. Please tell him. I know you're not going to, but God, I wish you would. You really need to let this off your chest, man. You took this with you to the grave. Oh, man. It's a lot of unresolved trauma. There is so you could fill the mansion with this unresolved trauma. You probably did. The mansion is just full of it. That explains all the bad vibes in there. It's not a ghost. It's just fucking everyone who goes in there just has so much fucking trauma. I mean, the ghost is part of the reason. Anyways, hard not to like a girl like Amy. See. Do you really feel that bad about 2 years ago? So she's still keeping up the good girl facade around Georges and Didier. No one else knows. She is actually a sadistic, cackling demon. There's nothing less trustworthy in the world than a woman who's always smiling. Oh, that's interesting. That explains a lot why he didn't trust Giselle when she first came. Because she used smiling as a coping mechanism for all the shit she'd gone through. But for him, that just reminded him of all the trauma in his past. Wow! That fucking sucks. But if Georges thinks he's happy, I can't take that away from him. Michael? Oh, right. Yes, I do feel guilty about the way I lost control of my emotions and took it out on you guys. It happens to everyone. In fact, you could stand to do a little more shouting and fussing. Then you could. Because I have underdeveloped social skills. You heard that? You've got one hell of a nasty streak, huh, D? I'm glad to hear you're still on good terms. It wasn't my intention to pit the two of you against each other. We know. The blame falls on my shoulders. I want you to know something, Michael. Though your transformation was too much for Mother and Father to accept, with enough time, everything will go back to the way it was before, just like it did for myself and Georges. Oh. None of this is your fault. Yes, it's so true! Yeah, finally! It was all unfortunate timing. God's a little bit of a jerk, too. Try not to forget I am a knight, Georges. In time. In time. Speaking of which, we don't have much left. I'm going to tell the coachman to set off, okay? Didier. Yes? Tell me the truth. Will the three of us ever meet again? Why would you ever ask that? Of course we will. Not a chance I'm letting this be our last family get-together. One last question, then. Yes? Oh, this question's gonna hurt. Am I your brother? Ah! I knew this question was coming, and it still hurts. Well, I mean, look at ya. Don't look like much of a sister to me. So yeah, I'd say you are. I see. So long then. Farewell. Didier couldn't respond, but, you know, good on Georges for immediately going, yeah, you know what, you are my brother. You've been my brother. You definitely don't look like a sister. You're my brother. And may God, a good health bless you until we meet again. Until then, Michael. Farewell. Before seeing me off for good, they both gave me strong, firm hugs. Didier first, then George's. The warmth I felt in their arms, and my family's arms, slowly spread through my chilled body, which made it that much more difficult to part ways. The wheels of the carriage rattled against the wet, stone-paved road. I stuck my head out the window, watching as they shrunk into the distance, standing there in the rain until they were completely out of view. A tightness filled my breast. Every glimmer of hope I had for my new life was matched by an equal degree of darkness and uncertainty. Would I ever make it back home? And if I did, would people still call me a demon child? Having to write mother was another unfortunate weight on my soul. The thought of having to play a girl for her made me sick. Georges had acted like it would be nothing, but it wasn't that easy. It was more than mere pretend. Didier had said that with time, things would change. But how could he be certain that those things would be for the better? Those changes would be for the better. The wooden wheels turned, carrying me away to that cursed mansion. And now we know how Michael ended up in the mansion. And now so much more makes sense. Why he was so untrusting of Giselle. Why that painting made him so angry. Why he didn't want anyone intruding into his room. Why he had such a strained relationship with his mother. It just all makes too much sense. The next thing I know, I'm sinking into a vast void. If there is one game, well, there's a few games I'd love to have my memory wiped of and play for the first time. This is definitely one of them. On stream, of course. Who's gonna when is someone going to design that? Darkness cuffs my hands and legs, restricting my movement. Images of the past I had kept buried away for so long stream past me. This isn't how I wanted it to happen. Not coming from my own mouth, being laid bare for all to see without my consent. Wow, they really just said, they really just pretty much just said, you know, he got outed by somebody else and it fucking sucks. That wasn't how I wanted her to find out about my secret, about my shameful history. So I warned you, my dear. Oh no, wait a minute. I have to worry about Morgana's voice being too similar to Amy's. I told you you didn't want to reclaim your old self. If you had simply let it be, you wouldn't be here now, forced to relive all of it. Now do you understand? The tale I spun behind the fourth door was as much for you as it was for her. There, you are a young man with a sad fate, but you met a wonderful woman, fell in love with her, and then died in the arms of tragedy. That's fair. Well, you know, we'll see. But regardless, I like having different voices. The sequence of events is not far from the truth, but I was able to turn it into something enchanting and beautiful. I got rid of all the nasty little details. Your ugliness, your body troubles, all of that. I think that's just... I think removing that, that's what they said. Removing that makes it not human. They're not... Everybody has their own ugliness. Admittedly, not quite as much body troubles. I don't know. Would you want that erased cake? That's a bit of a personal question. I apologize. You definitely don't have to answer that. Doesn't it seem a bit unfair, Michael? You tore down the walls around Giselle's heart, around her past. But you wanted to keep your own nice and safe and hidden away. She has every right to be upset. You were afraid she wouldn't accept you, were you not? And that's precisely what happened. But can you honestly blame her? The truth you've kept hidden away is not something most would be able to accept. The prince who came running in to save her, silence! Wasn't actually a man. Please, enough. I've seen enough. Let it stay buried. Please, just stop this. I don't want to see it. I don't want anything to do with it. What a sad little creature you are, my dear. Not a woman in this world would have any interest in you now. You've surrounded yourself with layer upon layer of walls, covered yourself in this patchwork, barely held together quilt of masks, and it's the only thing keeping you together. You're the frailest one of all, the weakest, and it's about time you accepted that and stopped trying to fight it. I am not weak. Oh, is that so? Let's proceed with the tale then, shall we? Face the one you hate most in this world. Yourself. Your weakness. Your ugliness. Face it and despair. Oh, wait, oh. I thought we got... I forgot this happens now. I don't think I can keep going. Well, we got to somewhat of a happy... I've been going for 9 hours. I think we're going back into the darkness. No, don't! We are, aren't we? Again. Once again, my own desires, my own wishes are completely irrelevant. The past sprawls out before me once more, and the witch is exactly right. I despise the man I was then, teeming with vain hope and foolish dreams. I'd rather pretend that part of me never existed. But I have no choice. I'm dragged back into the life I once lived. My pleas for mercy, fading into dark nothingness. This is where I'm gonna end it, because I have been going for 9 hours! But this continues basically from right where we left off. So, right after Michael had to say goodbye to his brothers, which is very difficult. So the next time I play this, I don't think it'll be next stream, but in a little while, it will detail Michael's stay at the mansion. What exactly happened there? How did it go? How did him speaking with Morgana go? We'll get to see his side of the story when he first meets Giselle. When we see the worst in him. Shall be quite interesting, I think. But allow me to find us a raid target. I have one already, but let me see if there is anyone else I would like to raid. There are quite a good number of targets, I believe. But thank you everybody for being here. And thank you so much again, Adi Twin, for the raid. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Let's see where we shall go. Who shall we raid? I don't know. I got some options here. Don't know why I sang that. That was weird. Minecraft. I think I rated them recently. You know, I've played this game before, and I don't think I've rated this person. But I would like to. They are playing Virtue's Last Reward, which is a lovely game, the second in the Zero Escape series, or the Nonary game series. You can call it either or. Nonary. 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 Is that so hard? It means base 9. Straight into Sarah. Queen. Let's see. Yep, they are playing there. Let's see. And thank you everybody for coming. This has been quite the long stream. I didn't intend to stream for so long. It just kind of happened. We spent a long time with getting the car. We finished that, kind of. We still have the DLC, which I'm pretty excited for. And then I didn't quite find a good spot to end on here. This is the best. I don't want to go for another couple hours. I am very looking forward to the next stream, which should be tomorrow. I'm not quite Mondays. Usually RPG day. I don't know. We might start a new RPG. Maybe I'll play more Hotline Miami. I don't think I'm gonna play Disgaea. But anyways, maybe we'll start something new. Look forward to it. All right. See you guys tomorrow, hopefully. And take care, everybody. And happy Father's Day. Forgot about that almost. I'm not apologies. All right. Bye bye.